This is a home inspection overview of unit 1814. We're going to start here in the attic and then go down second floor, first floor, and then finish up outside. All right, so plenty of insulation. As you can see, they added insulation on top of the brown cellulose. The other insulation is white fabric, and that's okay to be added on top. In some of the markers, you can see 13, 14 inches, and sometimes even more. I did use my own tape just to double check, and it does look like we have plenty of insulation, as you can tell. The sheathing here looks like they have replaced probably a couple of the underlayment of the plywood here, or SB board. And at any rate, that seems to be okay. There's no staining. There's no staining on underneath, meaning that the roof is not leaking. I flew the drone and I did not find any broken tiles or displaced tiles, and all that is on the report. So you can see the entire side of the roof here, and no staining underneath. This is a air handler for your unit. It is a furnace, gas, and according to the label right here, it is a 2019 unit. So, and is unitary systems, and not a bad unit. In good shape, gave me good temperatures on AC and good temperatures on heat. And again, that's on the report. All right, so I'm going down. Then I'll be on the second floor, first floor, and outside. All right, coming down the second floor here, I checked all the outlets. Check all the windows, the fans. I put it on the report showing that they're working. If you see an outlet that is upside down, it is usually controlled by the wall here, and it's called half hot, and they do it purposely. So that is not a mistake. That is just to show you that is controlled by the wall. Here on this window, opens up and closes with no problem, but we're missing the latch in order to lock it in place. So that's on the report, obviously. Minor little things, just to show you here, this outlet is loose, and something minor again. Sometimes people just use a toilet paper holder, dispenser, they call it Cadillac. But it would be recommended to be installed here, obviously, for just to be easier to use. I checked the this tub and the faucets for the tub, and everything is good here. I checked this shower head and this shower head as well. The only thing is that the hot and cold are reversed. When you put it on hot, it gives you cold, and when you put it on cold, it gives you hot. So sometimes there is a mixing valve inside that could be, the cartridges could be open and transferred, and it would be a correction to that problem. So that would be what we need to happen there. So going around here, we'll continue into the master. And again, we checked everything there. Check the sink, underneath the sink. Make sure that the valves are not leaking or rusted. And you can see here, they are not leaking or rusted. But in here, again, we check the shower head and also the faucet and the handle. But again, this one is hot and cold are reversed. So it'd be a good idea to put it where you're indicating cold when it's cold and hot when it's hot. All right, I'm going to go down the stairs into the first floor, and we do the same thing. We walk around the perimeter, and then I will say to you what I find, and give you some explanation as well. All right, so going all the way around, I start right here, and then I end up on the same spot. I use this meter, or I used to have one with wires, but this is just hot, neutral, and ground. Is a lot easier than connecting wires. Pretty handy. So it tells me if the outlets are good, and if the outlets are loose, and tells me if they're correct. It also tells me if we're missing ground. So all those are good. Like I said, the only thing I found is this one upstairs that is loose. Going right here into the laundry room. I checked for power and water and to make sure that everything is good here. Check all the lights, like I said, the air conditioning units, temperature. I checked the oven. It is electric. There's no gas supply on the other side, or behind it. It is just electric. So that gave me good temperature. I left it open for it to cool off. So all these cabinets I opened and closed. I looked underneath here, make sure that there's no problem with the outlets or the connection. Your garbage disposal works. Everything works there. Pretty nice garbage disposal. Obviously, you would connect, operate it right here. Then the dishwasher, I ran a cycle. The soap was closed. Now the soap is opened. And you can see here there's no water underneath. So it means the pump is working. So let's go to the garage and then finish up outside. So I'm here in the garage, a couple of things. This hot water heater is here. It would need a pan. Recommended to have a pan. And then you can see the garage door opening and closing, no problem. The sensors are good. And it's missing the lens cover. Sometimes you just get those from the company, Genie. You could also get them through Amazon. They're not that expensive to get. So on the same thing here, I went through all the way around the perimeter of the house. I'm going to highlight a couple of things. Irrigation systems are not part of the inspection, but I test them, I put them on manual anyway. We got some leaks in this one here and a couple leaks in here, and the water's leaking underneath here as well. Those are really inexpensive connections to use. They're pretty much like a hose type of material. It's not that durable, but the positive thing is it's not buried very deep. So three or 4 inches, and you could find that supply line and you could repair it with a connector. Sometimes they're like 99 cents. So pretty inexpensive. Some of the plants here need some TLC, and some of them are have brown spots, and this tree right here is pretty much dead. It might have to be replaced. It is not because of it's winterizing. It just looks that it's dead. Then you have another tree coming from here, but again, the main tree here seems to be dead. The irrigation system, the sprinkler system did work. I put those on, even though the lines were leaking. So let me go down and continue outside. On these solar panels, I took pictures with the drone, and all seems to be okay there. Something minor here. It would be good if they label or relabel this so we know what they are. Here's your irrigation system. Like I said, I put it on manual and let it run. I put the information on the report. So I'll continue to the backyard. Show you a couple of things. A couple of these are loose. These are, they call column caps or rain caps. And basically, they have no structural value. The only thing is that it will cover the top of the column in order for it not to have water sitting there where mosquitoes could reproduce. Okay, on your swimming pool equipment, the water feature, I did not get it to work. Usually you turn a couple of the valves and then water obviously comes out. That did not happen. Something minor here, this has to be bonded to the bottom because it's a metal piece here. This is the AC unit giving us good temperature. Like I said, according to the label here, it has the new refrigerant 410A, and it looks like it's from 2019. This wall is a little bit loose here. Sometimes they could be repaired with epoxy. That sometimes the epoxy are even harder than the concrete itself. So that's that on the swimming pool equipment here. I turned this on, but it would not turn on. So we might need some help to get it to work. Um, when I turned it on, it says that it needed service. So that was that in there. And the when we turned this on, the filter pressure, it's supposed to be between 10 and 15, and it's well, between 10 and 20. The average would be 15, and that doesn't seem to been happening because most likely either the filter needs to be cleaned, but I don't see anything leaking, so that is a good thing. Okay, so again, the the heat pump might need some TLC again. Somebody to take a look at it. Okay, so no problem inside. Pebble Tech technology. This is an automatic filler, and this works. And the skimmer is not running because there's probably something wrong with the suction. Again, it might need a swimming pool technician to come and take a look. The rest of the house, this is the exterior, typical for the age of the house. You got minor stucco cracks, but that's very typical. Nothing structural. All right, I'll send a report. If you have any questions, please give me a call.